Hello and welcome to the EDC Super Group 3 Championship Round 6 from Kyoto, a driving park at Yawagiwa. We're going just to have to do some corrections from last week's race. The team championship from last week was actually incorrect. There was human error on my part, and also some miscalculations thanks to Windows. Update of its latest and greatest version of Excel. So the correction on the team points are in the description, but it is actually Arbeit Racing who in the lead with 187 points, and RMB Racing have 154 points after 5 rounds. So that's the only change. The only correction that needed to be made. So we'll be doing 58 laps around the Kyoto driving park, which is the last trip to Japan before we head off into the Americas. The starting grid will be JoeTopps in pole with Nomis in second. Third is JIFFERS, who has received a 2-place grid penalty for using double tyres. The Fog 666 is in fourth. Hans Mad is in fifth. Rico starts 6th. 7th is Winky. 8th is Nocleto. 9th is MrSulu. 10th is me. 11th is Kimster. 12th is Ben Golding, and 13th is Trebor. So that is your starting grid. So let's do a lap around this quite difficult and annoying circuit. It's fast, not as annoying as as its tiny little version, which is my Arbeit, but it's equally as annoying. So let's do a lap, and then we'll get the race underway. Quite thankfully, the track actually has all its corners named, except for a few, which I have given some names to. So, powering down the first down the main straight into 110R, which is the first corner of this test track. Powering up into the Summit S's. So it's a combination of difficult, fast S corners, and then you come and you slam on the old brakes for 135R. Just a long left-hander. Coming down into the double Arbeit chicanes. There's the Arbeit little course over there. Back up the hill. To 35R, which is another tricky hairpin. Rounding the hair round 35R, you enter the chicane of champions. Into the final corner, which is 50R, which is another hairpin. Have the pit entry on exit over there. And that is a lap of Kyoto driving park, Yawagiwa. Okay, so we go on to the main event. Some people have changed cars from the previous race. So you'll see a considerably large amount of Toyota FTs on the starting grid. Not quite sure what the appeal of a wannabe Z4 is, but apparently some people liked it. So the people who have changed cars, I shall tell you, Trebor has changed from his Peugeot into the Supra. Kipster's changed into the FT. Nocleto's moved over to his Nissan GTR. Sulu stayed in his Nissan GTR. Rico has stayed in his M6. Winky's moved over to the FT1. Nomis is in the FT1. I've moved over to a Lexus. Hans has stayed in the Peugeot. Jiffers is in a FT1. Joe has remained in a Lexus, and Fog is in the FT1. So let's get this 58 lap race underway. So still remaining as our championship leader is, of course, Trebor. He has a narrow lead over Kempster now, so a win difference really. It's win to the midway point of the championship-ish. It's not really midway points. There's like another tons of rounds to go. Anyway, I'm just blabbering on while I'm waiting for the load of the screen. So here's your starting grid. Just to confirm, as someone would once say, just to confirm, lots of FT1s. Let's head to the front of the grid. Everyone whirls into action. The replay system has a funny action there. It's going through its mind. So leading us into the first corner will be Joe, with Nomis and Jiffers in the background, and we are underway for 58 laps into 110R for the first time. Leads us is Joe. Nomis, and the driver of the day last week, being trailed by his teammate Jiffers. One of his teammates in Fog, flickering of the lights, and as he comes under attack from his teammate Rico, and he also has Winky on the outside into 135R, and he eases position, but Winky's still fighting for that position ahead in the banana yellow. Off goes hands in the background. Fog was trying to put a move on Kimster there, that didn't put off. Back up ahead. Joe's trying to get away as Winky goes wide into 135 into 50R. 50? No. Jiffers loses it in the chicane. Champions is the first victim of the Champions Wall. And everyone's bunching up behind. Winky has put the move on Rico to drop him down into 5th place. Now start the second lap of this race. Into the Summit S's. So 135R, this is Winky on the inside with Fog on the outside. He's down now towards the Arbeit chicanes, 3 abreast. adventure there as a Mario Kart moment back in the background there as Winky gets away, entering 35R. So JIFFERS climbing back up as he gives a little bit of elbows out into the chicane of champions. Everyone's still closely together. Meanwhile, up in front, Anonymous has put the move on Joe to take the lead. So here we can see that move made. Looks like he got it done. There's 135R. Everyone was battling behind. It was powering down into the RMB chicanes. He managed to get it done. So that's how Lawrence is now our race leader. Back in this battle for there's a collection of battles for 5th here. Sulu is going to use the Nissan Godzilla power to get past JIFFERS. He is. So there's a massive train of cars down into 110R, the first corner. Get off that screen before I accidentally end it. And put the fog under pressure into the Summit S's. Rico looking to go on the inside at 135R. He thought about it. FT has got some impressive pulling power on it. To the Miyabi chicanes again. Excursion. How I got my 1 second penalty. Oh, 35R. Changes in position. Sulu looking on the inside of the chicane of champions. So everyone goes wide again in the chicane of champions. To the last corner. Sulu's lost some positions there. Attack from Ben and Fog. Gibbs as well. He's in a Supra prototype slash FT sandwich. 4 laps completed. Nomis leads this race from Joe. Winky is in 3rd. He's got Rico in the Red Bull liveried BMW behind him. The banana FT, as it's now going to be called for the 5 championship races. It now has earned a nickname. He continues to fend off Rico. It's difficult chicane, my RB double chicanes. I'm not quite sure where the hell they designed, what the design feature for those was. Background. So JIFFERS puts a move on his teammate. Ben also there. You got the prototype and the actual finished product there. And there's a massive difference between the two of them to the chicane of champions. Still everyone is filtering through okay, as it looks like the banana has been passed by Red Bull. Let's see where that move was done. So it was out of the MyRB chicanes up into 35R on the outside of 35R, and the customary water move done there. So Rico moves into 3rd place. Winky drops to 4th. now going to have a Godzilla behind him. And now comes the leads from the Lexus of Joe. Going third, Winky fourth, and then there's a cluster of cars all the way at the back, all the way from sixth all the way back, sixth all the way back to 12th, all clustered together. There's Ben gonna put a move on Jiffers through 110 through the Summit S's, and he's got the move done and moves into 6th place. Fogg now going to attack his teammate through 135R. As Jiffers is going to come back at the Supra. He's back into 6th place into the Arbeit chicanes. Fogg on the inside. He's taking a bit of a chunk. Ben's gone wide. Sulu's going to take full advantage of the mistake. And that's Supra. To fend off Godzilla. In the background, I've managed to take some positions and move up into 9th place. Still agonising the annoying penalty. It's very difficult to get rid of penalties around here because it's not really anywhere you can slow down, as Nemesis is the first to dive into pit lane. Not checking pit lane entries and exits because it's such a short pit lane here. So Joe takes the lead from Rico now in 2nd, Winky 3rd. Now has Nocleto on the inside at 110R. Nocleto in the graffiti Godzilla puts the banana behind. Coming back here at 135R. Back for this cluster for 5th. It's Sulu. It's Ben, Sulu, Trebor, me, Kipsters also there. All a cluster of cars. So Fogg has made a mistake and dropped back. Nemesis rejoined in 11th place. Jiffers is back, has also pitted and joined back in 12th and 13th, just behind Hans. It's action packed race. You've got to try and figure where everything is here. Nocleto has pulled away from the banana. Fifth, and MrSulu 6th, 7th. Trebor, the championship leader, is in 8th place. Crest. Oh, the line astern, good. As Jiffers has got past Hands to drop him back into last. For the renewed battle between me and Sulu. So 3 cars wide into 135R. Trebor moves into 6th. Championship leader moves into 6th from the start. Pulling away the DHL Supra. Nemesis called back onto the tail of this battle for 6th. Fresh tyres. Through the champion chicane. Sulu goes wide there at the chicane champions. Loses it a little bit there. The exit of 50R. To the outside of 110. He's going to get the move done on that very powerful Nissan. He is. So after his pit stop, he's cleared back some places. Rocked me off and disappeared. So now the pressure from Kipster. Kipster easily gets past. There's Ben looking to. Wait a minute. Well, that was that for. Which is randomly appeared a penalty over Winky's head there, and it's not trying to figure out where it was, but it was because he went wide on the exit of 135R. Still leading is Joe from Rico. Just 8 laps. Gute comfortably in third after the banana's been dropped. So Trebor looking on the outside of 50R, the last corner. Joe stops. Winky goes a bit squirrely on the exit. Trebor confidently takes the place. Moving to second place. Magnitude of stops. Nocleto stops. Joe has stopped. Sulu and I have stopped. Jiffers who stopped early now will take advantage and moves into 10th. Exits. I'm moving to 11th. Can tell Joe get away. Beneficiaries of that was Nomis, who moves into 5th. And now we have a new race leader in Rico. That's a little chunk of time back to Trebor. Battle for 4th between Kimster, Ben and Nomis. To the chicane champions. Kimster and Nomis of course are teammates in RMB Racing. Ben is Team Pink. Solo Team Pink up there in the top 5. Winky stops. As does Kimster. Nomis on those fresh tyres is going to put the move on the Supra of Ben to move into 3rd place. Jiffers is now moving to 7th. Winky exits. Just ahead. Looks like Kimster was the one who lost out there. Stopped. Now losing last. Still to stop is Trebor and our race leader Ben also still to stop. So hoping if that move was ever going to be pulled off there. I need that to be a baby blue Nissan. It just works. So Jiffers now picked up the 2-second penalty. Must be for cutting the RMB chicanes. He's slowly getting rid of his penalty. penalties are killer here. Has dropped his teammate Fog. As Trebor is the first of our front runners to stop, as does Ben. Rico carries on. Nomis now inherits second place, with Joe in third, Beto in fourth, and Jiffers in fifth. So the early stoppers, I got a plan for this race. Trebor rejoins in sixth ahead of Winky. Starting to cluster back up together around here. So you can see the top graph through the summit chicane, summit S's. We've got 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. Such a small track, such a compact track, and so it really does bring up some exciting racing. So will Rico dive into the pits here? Still has a sizable lead on Nomis in second. He carries on. BMW's longevity on its tyres and fuel is definitely starting to pay off. Yawagiwa is now being caught by the championship leader and late stopper Trebor. So 110, forced on the outside. Yawagiwa has the inside and racing line. Still side by side as they go into the summit S's, and Trebor gets the move done. He's now up to fifth, but Jiffers is coming back at him at 135R, forced onto the outside, cuts off the chance there of the pass. So I think Jiffers can go up here. Power out of 135R down into the RMB chicanes. MrSulu there. Gimster in the 11th. And he's not having a good race. Rico has finally stopped. So where is Nomis? Nomis is just coming around 50R. So Nomis retakes the lead of this race. Joe's into second. Rico rejoins in third place ahead of Nocleto, but because he's going to have the more speed as Rico starts to get back underway, he's still going to be under pressure from that Nissan to the Summit S's. Push the tyre should start to kick in. Further back, we have the battle for 6th place between two FTs, Winky and JIFFERS in the baby blue FT. Oh, I mean metallic, mint metallic. Metallic blue FT from RMB Racing, fending off the banana FT from Psycho Winkies. Two seem to have collected some penalties. Keep looking on the inside of about 35. Oh. Into the chicane of champions. He's going to attack back. He's not. Further back. It's the battle for 8th. Between me and Ben. Both for Team Pink. Nomis has stopped again. Now Joe retakes the lead. pressure from Rico in that BMW with fresh tyres. Ben has got the pass done on me. Sulu's going to try to fend off Kimster's attack on the FT. Novice has rejoined in 10th. There in. I don't bring the Atari liveried FT. Swing stand, Rico has retaken the lead. It's only a matter of time. Fresher tyres on his car over Joe's slightly older tyres, but Joe's not going to give up. This is VW GT3 versus a Lexus GT3. Trebor on his teammate Gute Arbeits Racing Nocleto in the four Nissan. Hey, I can still make nicknames for cars. The Ford Nissan. The Ford Nissan. The Thunder God. Today is Force Day. Yeah, a piece of useless information for you. That's where Thursday came from. Nevertheless, Trebor is now in third. Cleto's in fourth. Winky is under pressure from Ben. Easily done in the Mojave chicanes. Puts the banana down into sixth. Oh, this is the battle for eighth between Sulu and the 7-Up liveried Nissan. He has a Toyota Gazoo Racing liveried FT behind with the EDC liveried Nomis is FT and further back 10th. Nomis is on fresh tyres here, so it's on slightly older tyres, trying to fend off against a high downforce car. The prototype that never was. I mean, if you compare the size of that thing to an actual Supra, it's huge. Anyway, we're in the Summit chicane. Summit S's. I didn't even start forgetting the names of mine, and I named the corners. So Summit S's through 135R. Still holding on to 8th place is Sulu. Time before those two FTs start to attack him into the Mojave chicanes. Not doing it. Yeah. Managed to fend them off, but then not giving up. We're approaching 35R. It's really slow, tricky hairpin. Still hold them off. So they start to catch me off ahead. Nomis is now going to put a move on his teammate, so dropping down into 10th. Nomis takes 9th, goes a bit wide, and he's spun off, and he's crashed from the exit of 50R. It's disastrous. He went on for a pass on his teammate on the outside, caught the curb, and that has dropped him down the field. I mean, it's given me time to stop, change tyres as well. That's disastrous for Nomis. That's what gets it all wrong on the exit of 110. But that was testing the track's limits there, and this track is very unforgiving. As soon as you put wheels on those, on the grass here, it's curtains. That's unfortunate for him. He's going to have to go into recovery drive, which we've seen him do before. Used to be doing it more than often, but he was on for a good finish. Still could be on for a good finish. He's just going to have to knuckle down now. Back up in the for our race leaders we haven't seen for a while, so still Rico leads this race. So we're enjoying the midfield battles there. From Trebor, the championship leader. Joe is in third. He has Nocleto in striking distance in fourth. Ben there in fifth. The banana of Winky is in sixth. Who has Kimster for company in 7th and 8th respectively, through to the Summit S's. So getting the move done at 135R. Drops Sulu down into 8th. So Joe picking up a penalty. 4. So moves have been done. Now that seems to be on here. So this is the battle for 9th. So Jiffers from me, who I have stopped, and Nomis is now trying to recover after his spin out of 50R. Joe has stopped, so has Nocleto. The banana has also stopped. But Ben is now up into third. Sulu stopping. So we have me and Jiffers with Nomis behind. Joe joins out in front of us. Jiffers is on slightly older tyres. Sulu has so it's Joe and Nocleto's got the jump on Joe in the pit lane, it looks like. What's that in the pit sequence? Sulu's back in 11th. Still circling around. They are Hands and Fog. Fog has just stopped for some fueling times. He rejoins in 13th. Right, so back up ahead. So it's me trying to put a move on Jiffers at 35R. In this tricky hairpin into the chicane of champions. The banana in the background. Between Nocleto and Joe. Jiffers never move back, he isn't. He's going to come under pressure from Nomis, who's now on his recovery drive. Winky from Kimster, from Sulu, further back, way back is hands and fog. Let's go long on those tyres. It's Rico still leads this race. He has the championship leader in Trebor right behind him. The Supra, which is the production version of the FT, is quite a nippy little car. It does like corners. The BMW is all about power, and this is a combination. This track has, there'll be advantages to the BMW, which will be this straight here through these fast corners as Trebor ruins the narrative and stops, as does Ben. Thank you for ruining it. Now, would they be out in front of this battle for fourth between Nocleto and Joe? How fast are their pit crews? Looks like Trebor's got out in front of Nocleto, his teammate. Ben has rejoined right behind me, and Sam is between me and Nomis. So in the pit stop battle there, it was advantage Trebor. He managed to avoid all the traffic, but Ben has got smack right in the middle of it. Team orders moving on out the way. Team orders were in effect. So he's all the Team Pink drivers there. So it's Joe in fourth, Ben in fifth, and me in sixth. But for how long? So angry Nomis and an FT behind me. Rico, who stops from the lead. Way back is Trebor as he just comes through the chicane of champions to 50R, the last corner. We've seen it claim one victim. Rico come out in front of Trebor. He's just exiting the pits now. There's Trebor. Oh, fantastic stop from Rico. Noms comes in. There's JIFFERS. So Rico holds onto the lead. Rico is the only other person who's won a race this championship so far. That was Suzuka. I have to look back. Well, definitely think Rico's the only other person who's won a race. I know that the others. I have to check. I'm sure someone in the chat would confirm that. But Gute is in third, Joe fourth. Still got this penalty shoot. Like I say, it's very hard to get the penalties away around here. And in fifth, sixth, still with that penalty I picked up way early in the race. Gimster there, he's ahead of Winky in the banana FT. And he's got Godzilla behind him. And this has rejoined 10th, still on his recovery drive. And we haven't seen much from Fog and Hands. Here they are in 12th and 13th. Hands is way off the pace there. I mean, everyone's lapping around the 33, so he's about 3 seconds off. And Fog is about a second off, so it's not a good day for the two of them. But as I say, as racing goes, you have some good days, you have some bad days. Next week it might be brilliant for them. never know. Anyway, so back up at the front of the grid. Rico released this race from Trebor in the DHL liveried Supra, the Red Bull liveried BMW. BMW leads. Nocleto in the Monster liveried Nissan. He's still out in front of the battle that he is having with Joe in the Tyre liveried Team Pink Lexus. Team leader Ben behind. I've dropped further back. Pressure from the FT of Gute, who seems to have a banana shadow. Winky and MrSulu in the 9th. Nice. Coming around. The man there waiting to show checker flag. He's a bit early there. I mean, he's way early. A bit eager there. Bit of an eager beaver. Fog has caught up with Hans. This is the battle for 12th. Let's go and catch the battle for 3rd. Has got past Joe, and he's now trying to chase down Nocleto, and he's of course a teammate of Trebor. So the pit sequence there was not very kind for Ben. He's had a few races where he's misjudged his pit stops. He's got out in traffic, and not kind traffic, in the form of other teams. Particularly Gute Arbeits drivers who will do everything to help Trebor win this race. It is the championship leader, so this has not been too kind for Ben. He had the luck of the fact that I was out in front of him and Joe was out in front of him, but I don't think Nocleto is going to give him 3rd place. Not without a fight, as he takes a chunk out of the final of the Summit S's. So Trebor has caught up with Rico. He's in Slipstream range. We've got 2 battles here. We've got the battle for the lead and the battle for 3rd. Ben looking, diving on the inside of 35R. This is a very dangerous corner to even attempt it. Nocleto goes out wide. Ben takes 3rd, but Nocleto's not giving it up into the chicane of champions. Side by side. Cuts on the inside. Nocleto goes wide out of the exit, and Ben moves into 3rd place. I say he was not going to give up that position. There's no way he was going to. There was a definite fight there for Ben to take 3rd. So let's go back up the field. What was going on? We've got the banana under pressure from. Was that Winky cutting the pit entry? Just kidding. Winky stops. Sulu now moves into 7th place. So back up at the very front of the grid, we have the battle for the lead of this race between Rico and Trebor. Ben's now got clear of. It's now got clear of Nocleto. Back is the between Fog and. Well, we have to show. We have to give everyone their dues. Fog and hounds, but more importantly, it's this race lead battle that everyone wants to watch. I just saw the two of them close together, close cars, you see what's going on. So, but those two battling in front, they're going to be blue flagged, so they're having their own little battle for 12th. It will draw as the race leaders are going to catch up to them on lap 26. Lap 26 starts from lap 27, so up ahead is 13th place, which is Psycho Winky's driver, Hans. Now, of course, it's a courtesy flag, so they don't actually have to get out of the way, but they could have, both of those could affect this battle for the lead. See how this develops. So, Rico from Trebor. There's Trebor in the DHL Supra on RMB Racing. Psycho Winky's racing leader at the moment is Rico into the Arbeit chicanes. Blue flags are waving. Trebor's a lot closer this lap. And 35 mark. That's the chicane of champions. Some loads will go wide here. Going a bit wide on the exit, but not enough to lose traction. It's a 50R now. The last corner, he still holds on to the lead. He's now going to get some slipstream of his teammate. Still leads this race. And does the right thing and gets out of the way. The Hans does not affect the race lead. He's now a lap down into the Summit S's. Kimpster stops. He was now much closer, 135R now. Itching closer and closer. As he gets it all wrong on the exit, that's going to let Rico get away here. It's the Arbeit chicane. It's exciting stuff here between these two. Now they've got fog in front. Out of the way, he loses it out of 35R, and he does do the right thing and stops. He lets the leaders get past, but he did get it wrong there, so that might have been a bit of a distraction there for Rico into the last corner. Still Rico leads. This has been an epic battle for the last three. As in the background there, Fog gets it all wrong on the exit of 50R, the last corner. It's going to bring out the yellow flags, but of course he's a lapping car, so he's not going to really be of any effect to anybody. As Nocleto and Joe now stop from 4th and 5th respectively. But back to this battle for the lead. So Ben's now free. Sulu's also stopping. He continues his recovery drive and moves into 4th. Looks like Trebor's tyres are now going to start biting him in. Start losing grip now. So Rico's going to start to eke away. A whole cluster of cars there at the top of the track. We'll go and have a look at that battle in a minute, but we'll still stay with this battle for the lead. From lap 30, when they pass, we'll get the fastest lap. Midway point, 28 laps to go through the chicane of champions. looks like Fog has retired from the race. He retires in 13th place. So Rico, after 30 laps lead, we shall stop the race. And we shall get the everyone's fastest lap, see how everyone's doing. So Rico leads this race in 600ths of a second behind there is TreborMightyMint. So these two are really going hell for leather between each other. And then lap times is, so best lap from Rico is a 1:32.7. TreborMightyMint has a 1:32.3. Ben has a 1:32.2, which is the fastest of the race. And his recovery has a 1:32.7. Nocleto has a 1:32.7. I have a 1:32.9. Winky has a 1:32.7. So everyone's in the late 32s, it looks like. So is Joe, 1:32.9. Kimster, 1:32.9. Sulu has a 1:33.1. Jiffers has a 1:33.3. Hans has a, who's struggling, is a 35 as his best lap. So 28 laps to go. Let's go back to this cluster down here. So leading this cluster is Banana Man. He's Winky. Right there in 6th place. Winky's now going to lose position to Joe. There's Kimster. Almost stops. Winky going to move back Joe into the first corner. 110R. It's a bit of a risky one. He's now into the Summit S's. He's got Banana all over the back of him. Joe, of course, who has just stopped, so he's on fresher tyres than Winky. Winky's not going to give up this 6th place. Full on Banana power now. And the exit of 135R. Trying to give him a bit of a fakie there. It's not enough to put Winky off. Meanwhile, our race leaders have now stopped. So we'll see where those two come out. MrSulu is in 9th after his stop. Anonymous stop as well. So all three of our race leaders have now stopped. So Nocleto a chance to take the race lead. Now, Ben misjudged his stop last time. Is he gonna exit behind Nocleto for another stop? He's not. He's exited in front of Nocleto with Hands behind him. But our race leaders, looks like Rico's got the jump on TreborMightyMint in the pit stops. Back for this battle for 5th place. There's me in 5th, Joe 6th, Winky in the Banana in 7th, and Kimster in 8th, Sulu in 9th as he cuts the summit. He cuts the summit of the Summit S's, and himself a half-second penalty. Almost there in 10th. Jiffers in 11th, and in 12th is getting out of everyone's way. Look at this cluster here. It's all building back up here. The other one out here with knackered tyres, so I'm holding everyone up here. I don't think I am. Damn if I'm going to hold up the Banana. So is there's a battle going on here, so me in first. Winky stopped. Let's get out of the way. Put that up now. Everyone in the field. Quick lap there, and he did get it a bit wrong. At least some S's. I think he's got noise for company in the background. Joe's put the move on me. Knocked me down into 6th and into the clutches of Kipster. EFT. So, as it stands on lap 36, Rico's going to come around to complete lap 32. Starters on to lap 33. He still leads this race. But unfortunately, Trebor was right behind him, and these two were neck and neck for up to the pit stops. They were exchanging lap times as well, so will that BMW be able to fend off that Supra? Oh, we'll find out. The other Supra is miles away. And the lonely fourth is Nocleto, which is again another good outing for Gute Arbeits Racing. Drivers in 2nd, 4th and 8th, so another good outing. They had a fantastic outing last week. Another good outing for the team. Team Pink also got some drivers in 3rd, 4th and 3rd, 5th and 6th, so not good outing for them, but good outing for them as well if it stays as it is. RMB Racing, we've got this is Kipster's the leading driver for that team. Psycho Winky's Trebor's leading driver for that team. Trebor. Rico is the leading driver for Psycho Winky's. He's leading the race. His nearest teammate is Winky. He's back in 10th. Not sporting the Red Bull livery on the banana, so get cracking on that. Jiffers is in 11th. Hands coming to a stop. At about 3, a look at the battle for 8th between Nomis and Sulu. Nomis, who had a spin out of the exit of 150R early. That was 17. 11 I think it was, can't remember, early in the race, but got the exit all wrong and caught the curb and spun his car and got him engine damage. He's trying to recover the race. Sulu goes wide. Gifts. Nomis 8th place there. No real fight. It was the I think it's just that the FT's got just more grip on the exit of 135R than so it borrows a bit of the chicane, but being a Japanese car, he's got away with it. Being Kaz's car, so I say he's got away with it because it's Kaz's car. What am I saying? Am I saying that GT's biased? Champions in 9th comes Sulu, but it looks as though he's coming back at Nomis. He's got wrong on the exit on the through the chicane champions. reprieve. No, he's not. That Nissan is powerful and it's well down the straight. It's not a car you really want to have behind you. But the only working part of that came from Nissan is the engine. The rest of the electronics came from Renault. As you can see on the exit of 110R, that's clearly the Renault part kicking in. So once it's got away, but it's the banana of Winky going to catch up with Sulu. He's lapping a bit quicker than Sulu in the Nissan. The banana FT is not to be counting out here for 7th place. Kingston has stopped some fresh tyres. 10th and Jiffers is 11th, as it looks as though Hans has retired from the race, so now I have 11 runners of 13 now, so Jiffers is now effectively circling the track in last place, as he has the race leader coming up behind him. He has a problem with Trebor, so this is the battle for the race lead. These two have already had a look at each other, ready for this lead. So they went in the pit lane near to each other. They've exited near to each other, so this is the race lead. This is Rico from Cycle Winkies, from the championship leader and member of Gute Arbeits Racing, TreborMightyMint. Red Bull versus DHL. Now the BMW strength is it's an all-round balanced car. But the absolute strength of that Supra is it's a fantastic car in corners, and also has a lot of power under there. But I have no idea what happened to the cameras there. That was not me. That was a glitch in the system. Perhaps Neo decided he didn't want to see the battle. So into the Summit S's. This is for the race lead. Trevor's now closest as he's ever been. As he looks into the 135R, is he going to duck on the inside? He's not going to try it out wide. Goes Rico, but he still holds on to the lead. BMW's power is definitely keeping that Toyota Supra at bay into the Miyabi chicane. This is where the strength of the Supra is going to come in now through the 35R hairpin. Nothing given between the two of them. Into the chicane of champions. Late break in there from Rico. He still holds on to this lead. Into 50R, the last corner. This is where then BMW's going to get a good exit and put his power down, but that Supra is tucked in behind. So another lap with these two duel. I'll go and have a look around the field in a minute as these two carry on to fight for the race lead. Through the Summit S's. Three boys right on the bumper. Into 135. Oh, another very difficult hairpin. This number stops. I'm going to look at him in a minute. This is real close between these two. Now in the up ahead of them is Jiffers in 11th. Those blue flags are for him. Meanwhile, Ben is closing, but I don't think he's going to get close enough. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to close enough to be able to really affect this battle. So Rico still leads this race. It's a bit of a chunk out of the chicane of champions. He's going to come under threat again from Trebor. These two continue to fight. So further back, so let's check out the rest of the field. I'm sorry that we're concentrating much on these because there's a big gap between some of the cars. So third place is Ben. Solo Lee in 5th is Joe. Sulu is in 6th. He has Kimster behind him, with me in 8th. Nomis, who has stopped for some fresh tyres, is in 9th. And Winky in the banana is coming around 10th as Rico has lost the lead. While we were checking out the field, we'll see where it was done. So it was 135R, a hairpin. Where Trebor had a look earlier, about 3 laps earlier. But there's a multitude of cars are stopping. So Trebor takes the lead of this race now, as he finally had enough of circling behind Rico, and he has taken the race lead. But Rico's currently not going to give up. A bit squared on the exit of 35R. Into the chicane of champions. Rewar now has a nice lead. Will be 18 laps to go. So further back, so everyone, the multitude of cars have stopped. So Nocleto has stopped and has rejoined in 4th. He must have had a big gap between him and the rest of the field. So back after him is Kimster in 5th. I am in 6th. Joe, after his stop, has dropped to 7th, but he has accumulated a near 8.8 second penalty, which will be ran off to 9 seconds if he doesn't get rid of it. Nomis is in 8th, in full recovery. Winky the banana in the banana. I was going, yeah, it's in the banana as he changes it. The banana in 9th. Sulu is in 10th. Jiffers still in last. He's now lapped himself. He's been lapped by up to 7th place. Looks like. Right, so the battle for the race lead is back underway again. So this is Trebor leads into the chicane of champions into 50R. Thank you game for having the wherewithal to give me the corner names. So these two are both pitting at the same time. So who will exit this? So Trebor seems to have more fuel as Ben's also coming in. So way back is Nocleto. So he's not going to be able to take the race lead. I mean, it's just a really short pit lane here, so no chance of catching up. Yes, exiting now is Trebor from Rico, but Ben comes out, so he's comfortably in 3rd. 19 laps to go, so these two will renew their battle. Joe there in 7th. Haven't really checked out the rest of the field, so there's Winky. The banana has Godzilla behind him. really know how powerful that Nissan is. As it pulled the gap back on Nomis earlier, so the straight line, it's a really fast car, but it seems to have some issues around this track gun exit. Nomis is now well clear in 8th. Excuse me. Blue flags waving for Jiffers in the baby blue FT. Joe continues to accumulate, still have that penalty to fend off, which is good for him. He needs to get a big gap on a few people to be secure of his position. At the moment he would lose position to Nomis, it's directly behind him. Not sure how far Winky is behind him. He would lose position if the flag came out now too. Winky, I think. So, of course, I don't have a gap, so I can't tell you how far the gap is. Fuel gauges flashing around. Oh, back up ahead. See, it looks like Trebor has managed to open a gap on Rico. He's now able to explain he's now on the faster tyre. So that underneath the Super is not good news for Rico's chances of winning this race. As Jiffers yields, goes down a lap on the race leader. He's continuing to race the race leader though. Starts up right behind Trebor. This is interesting. So Trebor leads this race. You got Jiffers there in 11th, who's been lapped by Trebor, who's got Rico right behind him. So there's a gap car between the two of them. Gute comes into the pit lane from 5th. Joe, isn't that me coming in? So Joe goes into 5th, Nomis into 6th. Winky is now going to move ahead. Exit way behind. Kimpson moves into 9th. He's going to suck up right behind Sulu in 8th. Has got out of the way of the race leaders. I don't know whether that was by choice. As Ben gets it a bit wrong. He's got a 2-second penalty, which is, well, that's good news for Nocleto if he can close in. So the way the game works on its penalty systems, even though Ben has a 2-second penalty, it will round it off to 3 seconds. So if Nocleto can get within that 3-second limit, he will take 3rd place, which would be fantastic for Gute Arbeits Racing if they can get another high scoring position. Trebor loses this race. Rico is 2nd, Ben is 3rd, Nocleto is 4th, Joe is in 5th, Nomis after his spin is in 6th, Winky is in 7th, Sulu in 8th. He's got Jiffers behind him in 9th, I'm in 10th, and Jiffers is just pulling around now in 11th. There seems to be a huge gap to me between me and Jiffers. Jiffers all the way down at the at R30 at 35R, and I'm just completing a lap. So yeah, it's a massive gap. So we'll look at this battle for 8th. Sue and Kipster. Winky's just ahead in the banana. Kipster comfortably moves into 8th. That's a matter of tyres and downforce there. Notes Sulu to 9th. Not going to give up. Coming back, Kipster at 35R. It's barely on the exit there. Into the chicane of champions. But Kipster's going to put that power of that FT to get away. So Kipster now going to try to chase down Winky, who's just ahead. But Winky is coming into the pit lane. So no battle between Kipster and Winky. Continues the battle for 7th. Moving to 9th. So it looks like Kipster's going to start pulling away. It's impressive power from that FT. A lot of FTs in the field for the next 5 races. Is now in 7th, whereas it looks like this is now on the case of Joe in 5th place. Joe still has that penalty lingering over his head. Thomas has that spin from earlier on his head at the moment. It's excellent drive back. Continues to put Joe under pressure as Nocleto now has clear sailing now in 4th. So at the moment we have top 5 is consistent as contains the Trebor is of Gute Arbeits Racing. Rico is the only psycho. Winky's driver only. In the top 5, Ben Team Pink, Plateau of Gute Arbeits, and Joe is Team Pink. And this is RMB Racing. He has his teammate Kipster just coming around 135R top of the hill. He has the last of the Gute Arbeits drivers, Sulu in 8th. So it will be a good outing for Gute Arbeits Racing again. And near lockout at Suzuka. This is the battle for 5th place. It's ducks into the pit lane. Running around the last hairpin is his teammate. Sulu. Winky. Looks like Winky's made his stop. And I missed it. Winky's in 10th. Novice now switches over to the Super Softs. Exit is way ahead of Winky in 9th place. But Trebor now has opened up a giant gap on Rico. The earlier battle between the two of them looks like it's dwindled now. So into 10 laps to go in this race. Softs are really working well on under that super. I don't think Rico has used his super softs yet, so he might still come back to him. Does need Tree to make a mistake. Ben comfortably in third place. He's got a massive gap back to Nocleto in fourth place. Joe is in fifth. He's not that far behind, but he does have that penalty. Gipster is in sixth at the moment. We have Sulu in seventh. I'm in eighth off my stops. Nomis catching me. Winky has now got a penalty. Don't want to get a penalty this late in the race. Well, we tend to see that Jiffers is right on the case of right behind Joe, so massive gap between him and Jiffers. Between Winky and Jiffers, so Winky doesn't have to worry about penalty coming back to hold him unless he can get back behind Nomis, which then that penalty will become an issue. There's Ben. He's got a penalty now. And everyone's picking up like race penalties, which is interesting, but not really much of a issue considering the gaps everyone has. And Nocleto now stops his Nissan. Unlatch himself from Joe and Nocleto. Kimpster now coming around the corner, last corner, where will Nocleto filter out. This will be his last stop. So Kimpster is into fourth, but Kimpster has to stop again. And of course, as do I still haven't taken my second option tyres, so I'm out in front of Joe. So now he's got Nomis behind him and sit on super soft, so Nomis won't have to stop again. Started on the super softs. So our race leader stops. Rico now takes the lead. So he's going to ditch these super softs. 8 laps to go. Ben is also stopping. Pretty sure Ben put his super softs on. The Rico still has to use his super softs. Out comes Trebor. Now back onto the standard option tyre. Ben is on super softs now. With a weird graphic there that said he was on warm tyres there. He's not. So Kimpster, he's not going to catch up with him. So I think the laps to go at the moment. I think the top 3 is secure, but the position battle will now be for fourth. Everything below fourth is now up for grabs. So now comes the pits in 8th. Winky also diving in. This is good news for Sulu. Sulu will take two spots. Exit in time as I exit on my super softs. Last now for 8 laps. Winky comes out on his super soft. Rico now finishes. He's going in for his final stop. So where is Trebor? Trebor has just come around the last corner. He's going to take the lead. But Rico's now going to be on the far. Now, he's now on the faster tyre. So we'll see if he can claw back on Trebor. There's no bit of race. 1:32.1. Looks like it. That's the fastest lap of the race. Back on lap 42 on the super soft. So if Rico can get anywhere near that, he's lapping in the 32s himself. So it'll be a good for the battle. The battle for the lead. The third place looks like it's going to be secured for Ben. His 94th podium. He's looking to get the century before we move on to GT Sport. So just 6 more podiums and you'll get a century of podiums. So this is the battle here for 4th place. So Kimster does have to stop. Nocleto doesn't. He's made his final stop. He's under pressure there from Joe, who also now doesn't have to stop. Neither does Nomis. Which is about for 6th, but of course Joe does have that penalty over his which will drop him at least 9 seconds back. Sulu's going to be comfortably in 8th after my stop. There's no enough laps to claw up that deficit. But Winky could for 9th place. So looks like the top 3 and the last 4 positions are last 4 positions of the race are all but finalised. It's 4th down to 7th, which are to be decided. So Kyoto's got a bit of a gap on there. Side by side go Joe and Nomis at the Summit S's into my 35 line. Now moves into 5th. Back at our race leaders. So now Ben closing. Looks like Ben is closing on Rico, but much like the issue with Joe has a 9-second penalty. Of course, Ben here has a 2-second penalty over his head, so if he manages to catch Rico, he has to get at least 2 seconds ahead of him, or try and ditch that penalty before. But if he tries to ditch it and slow down, he'll lose the gap on Rico. So it's like misjudgment of a misjudgment of stops and penalties is going to deny Ben 2nd place here, as Nocleto's now comfortably in 4th. He's got no threats from anyone, as out wide goes Joe. I'm just going to drop him. I'm in the background there, but not enough laps, I don't think, to catch Sulu. But Winky now has a penalty, so he has to try and get rid of that if he's going to try and threaten me for 9th. So the battle for 9th is still on, and the battle for 5th looks like it's going to be slipping away from Joe. But now he's under gap between him and Kimster. Kimster is on super softs, faster tyre. He's got 5 laps to close in on him. He has to get within the 9-second strike distance. If he gets within the 9-second strike distance, then he will automatically inherit 6th place. Which will be a disaster for Joe, who's had a good race. So a disastrous outing in Tokyo. So this is the... we'll go the battle for second. So this is battle for second. So Rico is in second place. So the super softs aren't looking very well for the BMW. They're looking fantastically, as it looks like Ben's posted the fastest lap of the race, 1:31.9. He's motoring the Supra. Penalty is not going to help. Gutto's company in 4th. Momus is now moved ahead of Joe in 5th. So this is the go back to the other battle that's going on here. So there's Sulu in 8th, in 9th. Don't think I've got enough laps, but I've got the super softs underneath my car, but they're going to start falling off at some point. The best of that lap of those is about the first 3 laps of them, and then they start really falling off, while Sulu is on the much more easier to use soft tyres, and they're much younger. There's Winky. Heard my Lexus Thunder through. And Winky has to get rid of that penalty. 4 laps to go. So 3 laps to go. So it's all still to play for. It's all interesting, but still penalties are going to come into effect here, and it's going to ruin somebody's day. Trebor is going to come across to complete his 5th win of the championship. He'll come round to set off for us now. Just 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go now. This race. Trebor will have 5 wins out of 6. Still hold on to his lead. Unless Ben can get rid of that penalty, I'm not going to threaten Rico for 2nd place in this race. Nocleto has no threats from 4th place, from 5th place. Joe, what's happened here? Joe has got around Nomis somewhere, so Nomis has gone off the track, so his tyre's starting to go off, but of course I don't think Nomis really is going to matter to him, because he's going to inherit 5th anyway. He's directly behind Joe. 2 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. Okay, 2 seconds. 2 laps to go. So he's going to inherit it, but where is his teammate? So there is Kimster. He's just rounding the first corner. So it looks like they're just exiting the top of the Summit S's. So that's not good news for Joe, because he will lose 2 places. Now, how far is Sulu behind? And Sulu's now dropped me, because my time is starting to drop off. I'm falling into the clutches of the banana. His tyres are starting to fall off. And of course Jiffers is a lap down. Way, he's... I understand why I'm still saying Hans is in the race, because he's not. It's fault. So, Trebor, the penultimate lap of this race. He still leads, and he will still lead because we know he's got a huge chunk of time back to Rico. It looks as though Ben's given up. Ben's dropped off his penalty, but it's not going to help him now close the gap on Rico with 1 lap to go. Well, he's going to defend 5th. He could finish 5th, but unfortunately that penalty is going to chicane him back to 7th. So Trebor rounding 50R to start us on the final lap of the race. So Trebor is going to get his 5th win of the championship and solidify his position at the top of the table. So congratulations to him. Continuing seeing the other battles going on. So is there any battles going on? Any late battles other than the novice one? It doesn't look like it. There's MrSulu, the Nemesis, and the Lexus closed in, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The tyres are just not going to be able to. And Winky with that penalty, he's not going to be able to get past me and get a second clear, so that's unfortunate for him. So here comes Trebor through the chicane of champions for the last time, or up to 50R for the final time. And the Gute Arbeits Racing championship leader will complete the 58 laps to win the race around round 6 around Kyoto. Rico put up a valiant fight. It just wasn't enough at the end. He takes 2nd place. Team Pink's Ben will come around in 3rd place. Excuse me. My fellow Gute Arbeits racing teammate of Trebor, Nocleto, will finish this race in 4th place. Nomis has got around Joe to take 5th, but he was always going to inherit 5th as around the penultimate corner of the race. The final corner of the race track comes Nocleto to take 4th place. Nomis, after his spin, he will take 5th. Gipster will take 6th place from Joe, who finishes in 7th. And the final battles for positions as JIFFERS finishes in 11th. So it's not going to be enough for me in the end, as Sulu does the weave of victory and flashes his lights to take 8th. I finished 9th, and Winky in the banana comes in 10th. So thank you very much for watching. This is the last of our adventures in Japan. We now ventures into the Americas, with the first of the races will be at the WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, which is always a favourite of the drivers. Some hate it. I think pretty much everyone hates it, and the inevitable spins around the corkscrew. So join us next week for round 7 at Laguna Seca. Until then, I'm the Big B82. Please subscribe, comment to welcome, and I appreciate any thumbs up. And I will see you next week for round numero 7. Ciao for now.